Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia, and for today's wrap I thought I would demonstrate how I wrapped the wrap I did the other day with the purple shiny scarf and this very beautiful melody scarf. Now this video will contain a couple of extras at the end showing you how I take the same scarf and highlight different portions of it with different colored two-in-ones. It's kind of a way to make more than one look with the same scarf. But for this first part, I am going to be using this side of the scarf and highlighting this very beautiful purple pattern. All right, now I have on my Cloud 9 shaper. I did my makeup in the purple. I like the way this Cloud 9 fits. Not too big, not too small. So I'm going to start with this light purple, and I'm folding over just about this much in the front. I just don't want it. You can fold over less of it. I just do not want the fringes to show up in the wrap. Okay, I'm placing it on my head, like so. Just having the folded edge to the top or to the very front of my shaper. Now I'm bringing this around the back, trying to swoop in all the fringy bits. Don't worry if there are some hanging out, just kind of tuck them away at the end. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling it taut, not too tight, and I'm overlapping in the back. I will spin around to show you what I mean. And then I'm going to use some straight pins. If you have safety pins, definitely those are better. Even if you have like some magnets, really heavy duty magnets, that could work. But I'm using the straight pins because that's what I have on hand. Now I'm going to spin about just to show you. Here's this. If you're using straight pins, be careful not to stab yourself in the head or the neck. It's really easy to do, just like so. Okay. Now I feel a couple of fringes, so I'm just going to tuck those in. Okay, so this is what I have. This nice, really long piece. Now I will say that this is a big head friendly wrap because you're not really using up a lot of the wrap of the scarf right now. You have this huge piece, and you'll see as I wrap. Okay. Now for this one, I'm taking the piece and I'm looking at the photograph as we go along because I want to get it as close as possible to the wrap that I demonstrated. Now, I'm going to place this here, just like so, and I am bringing, let's bring this tight to the front. I'm bringing this around to the back, over top of the tail. This will also help tame that pouchy blousiness of the other scarf. So I'm bringing it around, and I'm taking, you'll see this little piece, taking this, I'm pushing it up underneath, and I'm going to pull just enough to get some tension going on this piece. Okay. Now I can adjust once I get this around before I pin. So I want this to be at a little bit more of an angle. Okay. All right, now I have this all the way over here. I'm going to put the pin in the back, spinning around again. I really need to get a swivel chair. That might make things easier. And I'm just going to pin, trying to catch as many layers as possible. Just like so. Okay. Now I'm going to put him back here. And if you need to add another pin, we can do that as well. Adjusting. I think I might need another pin. Okay. So I'm just going to use the pin. Okay. And here we are. Just like this. Okay. Now I'm going to take this scarf. I may redo this. I'm not pleased with the way it's going on so far. Okay. I think I'm going to roll this one out of the way for a second. I think instead of going over top, I think I'm going to go underneath this time. I don't believe I did it that way the last time, but if this is going to fight me, I'm going to do it the way I can. Now, I am leaving all my missteps in. I always do, because I think it's important that you guys see that not everything comes out correct the first time. Not everybody is perfect. And I think it's important to show you the process as I go along. Okay, so bringing this around to the back. Okay, now you see my piece here. This is the front corner of the purple. I'm just going to split this around. See if I can't bring this up. And do the same thing to tuck this away. Now, instead of putting the pin in the back, if you'd prefer to put the pin here, you can do that too, or put a pin there. You can do that. That is perfectly okay. All right, now I am going to put my pin in the back. Same as I did before, just making sure I get it in there. Okay, so I have my two tails, one on either side. Okay, just this forward a little bit. All right, now that I have one on each side, I am going to bring up, after folding neatly, I'm going to bring up this purple. And just like so. I like this. I don't need to see the other bits in front of my face. And that's the way I did it the other day. So you can see this really intensifies the purple. That's all you see. You don't see the browns and the reds and the greens and all the other colors. But they're still there in this scarf. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to fold in some of the back, but I want to make sure that the purple is still visible. Okay. So once I get here, I will adjust this again because it seems like maybe I do need another pin. I think I used 3 pins. Okay. Okay. So the pin is going right here where my finger is, just to keep this a little bit tight. It's not super tight. I'm not pulling on my ears, flattening them to my head, or any of that. No squishing of my brain. All right, which is what it feels like when I tie my head wraps too tight. It feels like I'm squeezing my brain. I know I have a skull in there, obviously. I'm not completely out of it, but it just feels like everything is being squeezed. Now I'm going to twist to lock it in place, and I'm going to begin twisting down. Now I want to show as much of the purple part of the scarf as possible, so when I'm twisting, I'm trying to keep a lot of that to the front. It won't be perfect, and you'll get a lot of the other colors too, but it's the twist, so it's not so horrible. Okay, twisting it all the way down. I'm not twisting super tight. I like to keep this loose, because then it gives me the extra, I'm holding it out, it gives me this extra piece that will wrap completely around my head and tuck in. Okay, so this looks complicated. It's so not. Okay, so bringing it around and tucking in. I'm not pulling this super tight when I'm pulling the twist around my head. Now, if you get to this point and you don't like this, it's okay. It doesn't take much to come back around and just give it a better twist. Locking it in place, giving it a twist. Slightly tighter than I did it the last time, but not super tight. Okay. Okay, so back around. I will show you the back of the wrap when I'm finished, so don't worry, you get to see that. Okay, so we have here just a good tuck. Okay, now this piece, I like that it's prominent, because then I know it doesn't make any sense, but I like this piece to be a little bit more prominent, because I can do my pin trick where I use the hairband. I do not have a hairband on me. They've all migrated to the other room, but I could use the rubber band or the hairband here and run the clip through it, run the pin through it. But also it says, hey, this is where you need to put the pin. So I will get this here. And roll that back. Okay. Okay. So this gives me my wrap. From the other day. So I hope you've enjoyed this portion. I'm breaking this up into 2 parts so you can see this wrap, and then if you don't have time to watch the whole thing because it's probably like a half an hour, 45 minutes, you can stop here and then come back at another time. But this is the purple. I'm going to be showing it to you with 2 other scarves. So I hope you enjoy that portion. Hello ladies. For this bonus look, I'm going to show you the same wrap as before with the same melody. You can see here's the purples that we just used, but I'm going to be switching it around and using this side just to kind of give you an idea of how the same scarf can be used with a different coordinating scarf or a different partner scarf, and just how it looks different, but it's the same wrap. Okay, so for the first one of these, I have a stack here. I'm just going to do 2, but be pulling colors that are in this portion. The first one I'm going to be using is the Olive Tough 2-in-1, and I'm going to be placing it on my head instead of the normal where I tie a knot, lay it on the front, tie a knot. I'm going to be folding over the front edge, just about this much. Not a whole bunch, but just enough to get rid of the fringes. I'm going to fling this behind me. I'm taking this folded edge and laying it at the top of my shaper. So just at the very front. I don't want it on my forehead. I want it at the very front of my shaper. And I want to swing those fringy bits back and tuck them away. Okay, so I've got this. And what I'm going to do is this scarf is just long enough to go around my head and overlap a little bit. I do not have a small head. So I think this will work for ladies with larger heads as well. I'm going to put in the overlap, I'm going to place the pin. I'll spin about. Hopefully get a good shot of me doing this. Be careful not to stab yourself in the head, neck. But there we go. Okay, so I've got that. The instead of a straight pin, a safety pin would work really well there too. And of course be safer than the straight pin. Okay, this guy I'm going to bring over to this side. I'm just gonna tuck it in a little bit and bring him over to this side. Now when I tie on this scarf, changes a little bit because of the placement of the pattern. I'm going to place here. Okay, I'm bringing it around the little tiny tail, bringing this back over top of that tail, and I'm just going to pin. Now, I'm going to have to tuck this away before I pin. So I'm going to bring that up and around, tuck it in. Then I'm going to, I'll probably turn around and show you how I did that. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can do this facing away and with no mirror. Okay, so I placed the motif. I'm taking this small piece and bringing it around. I'm going to take all of this excess scarf, bringing it up underneath, like so, and tucking it away. Get it as flattish as possible. I'm bringing this piece around. Just adjusting a little bit to keep it neat. We don't want it to be a hot mess back here. Okay, so just keeping it neat. I'm going to take V-pin and I'm going to try to catch both scarf pieces and the scarf underneath, just to give it a little bit of stability, like so. Okay, so I have one tail this side, one tail this side. I'm going to adjust here just to make sure it is where I want it. This big, huge motif. It's not dead center. It's centered. My eye is centered in the motif. It's the best way I can describe it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these guys around. Did it right. It won't be too bad. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this guy up and over. This gives us the green. You can still see the green, but it gives us more pattern. Tucking away any trace of purple. Okay. Now, making it neat. This takes me a little bit of time because it just does. I too much of a perfectionist when it comes to this, laying the scarf flat. Folding away the purple. So here we go. All right, this might work better with getting the purple folded away neater. Okay, there we go. This. I'm going to put another pin because this piece is really loose. I'm going to put another pin in the back. Find one. Okay, so I brought it up. I'm going to leave it hang here for a second while I bring up my olive scarf. Okay. Now when I get here, I'm going to just twist making sure. I know I just did it, but I need to make sure that I'm doing things correctly. Okay, so up to this point is correct. And I'm just going to give it a loose twist, just like this. Loose twist all the way down. And I hope you saw, I just got them both up to the same point on my head, twisted them around one another, and brought it down. Just twisting. Okay, now I'm going to bring around the back and up this side. Continue to twist. Now, if you get to this point, or when you get to this point, you'll see all these fringes. What I did is I took the melody, I opened it up a little bit, and I stuck the fringes inside and continued to twist a little. And then this gets tucked away. And this gets adjusted to be as loose as you'd like. This gets adjusted back a little bit if you want it back a little bit, forward if you want it forward. This can be as open, the twist can be as open or as tight as you see fit, but remember, the tighter you twist it, the smaller or the shorter the tail gets. So that's why I was saying loosely twisted. Okay. All right, so again, I'll do that again just to show you, give you an idea. I have both of my tails up at the top here. You could tie a knot, that's an option. But I did the crisscross twist kind of like this. And it locks it in place, and then I get a looser twist going down here, looser twist, looser twist, looser twist. Okay, all the way almost to the end, bringing it around here, adjusting where I want it. I got to here. I'm opening up this melody and closing the fringe. Just makes it a little bit neater when I'm tucking this away. Just like so. So this is the exact same melody as with the purple, but it looks completely different with this green than it did with the purple. Now, to be fair, let me grab a brooch. See if I have one handy so that I can keep it fair accessory wise. Okay, let's see. I think. Okay, so this is what it would look like with its brooch. Attached. Ow, ow, ow. I just stabbed myself. Okay. There we go. With its brooch. Like so. All right. Now I did promise to do it with two. Let me grab a different brooch while I'm in here so that we can see it with the different color. If I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the gold because I really like the gold. That way I will pick, I'm going to go with this one, this leaf. It's not as big as the one I wore the other day. I mean, I guess I could go with this one. I'll pull this apart. I guess I could go with this one. This one's nice, a nice size one. We'll do that one instead. Okay, put this back over here. And that over there too. Okay. Take this off. And we are going to do it with the gold instead of this. Just to show you the differences. This is so much fun. This is the best part about sari scarves. And I do believe this is in the sari scarf family. There you are. Gotcha. Sometimes it takes a second or two to find the pins. Okay. All right, Mr. Olive, thank you. Now, I'm going to, again, a different spot on the scarf. I'm going to highlight this portion right here. I could probably even do this with a blue. Now, I don't have a blue Tough 2-in-1 or a blue 2-in-1. It is on my list of must purchases when Wrapunzel restocks. Let's see. So I'm going to open this one up. This one is a little bit damaged. I love things that are perfectly imperfect. This one is just got a little speck of orange on it. It's kind of interesting. You know, each end has a little speck of orange. It's like it laid next to an orange scarf. But you know what? I love it. It's just like me, imperfect. But this almost matches this for me. So, okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this mustard gold color, folding it over. Okay. Just about that much. I'm going to stretch it out. This is the first time it's been unwrapped since I received it. So I'm going to, it's going to be a little crinkly. Wrapping it around. Like so. Wrapping it around like so. Same thing with the back. I'm just going to use the pins and pin it in place. Okay. Get you tightly. Yes. Okay. Now, my friend, I'm pulling this down. Ow, I'm stabbing myself. Okay. You on this side. This will work. Fringy bits, we can tuck you away. Did not see those. Fringy bits get tucked away. Okay. Now you come down and to the side. Rolling you in. Okay, now here we go. Going to place this on my head. Now, just to show you the different spots, I could also use this. Might be a good idea, because this is the more detailed portion of this. It's really neat. Okay, so let's see, put it on her head. I folded over the first two sections of the scarf. I'm going to, do I want you on this side? I think I want you on this side. Okay. And again, with the back, I'm doing the same exact thing as far as tucking and making sure it's neat. Getting this over here. This one I'm going to put back on that side. It just seemed easier to have it here at the moment. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put the pin in the back. I'm just pinning it exactly the same as I did for the last look. Only this time I managed to knit myself with the pin. Okay, so let me bring our friend over. Bring this up. I'm going to stop rambling. Stop the rambling. I'm going to bring this guy up, same as before. And then drop him here. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, making sure these first two are folded away. I do not want purple coming out in my gold. Okay, so I'm bringing these guys up just like this. Okay, now there we go. Just doing the locking it in place. Now I can do it this way. I can go this way. Either way, it doesn't matter. When you lock it in place, you get the twist. Got it locked in place. Okay. Now, do you want to go a loose wrap this way? I find it's easier for me to do it this way, no matter what I did. It's just easier for me to go to my right and bring it around. So, twisting the same as before. And you can see this is a completely different look than our previous. Looks like a completely different scarf. We'll bring this guy around. Bring him around. Now, okay, there we go. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing here to help tuck away the fringes. You can see the fringes are out a little bit. I'm just going to fold the fringes up in just a little bit. And this will help seal it away. Give a little twist, and tuck. Just like so. And again, it's the same wrap style, but it looks so much different with the gold and this piece showing, this detail showing. Again, keeping it fair, we're going to put in our brooch. I'm not putting it in so beautifully, this dangly bit. You could definitely run a pin in this side just to secure, make sure that does not fly away. If you have an extra pin handy. And we're going to, for reals, put him in. Okay. I apologize, the neighbor, I have the window open. We turned the air conditioning off because it's just so beautiful outside. The neighbor's doing the trimming and stuff on their lawn and the bushes, so I apologize, but I wanted to get these videos filmed for you. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to spin around. Hopefully there's not a lot of tails hanging out, little fringes hanging out, but so. All right. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, or this grouping of tutorials, really. Here's this one. I'm not much fond of this look. The dangling piece throws it just a little bit. But having this looks cute. So, all right, ladies, I hope you've enjoyed. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial series, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next tutorial.